By the end of this video, you will be able to recreate these easy keyframe effects. So let's get straight into it. Here in After Effects, I already have a music video I shot, and I already went through and I actually duplicated all my clips and keyframed them, as well as cut them as you see here. So assuming that you have done that, these effects will last anywhere between 9 to 12 frames. All right, so for my first effect here, I actually have my head and my body actually cut out. So here I'm gonna just shift click the bottom layer and I'm gonna just drag these both to the end. Now here I'm gonna just click on P, then here I'm gonna keyframe my position on both clips, and here I'm gonna just go to my body layer first. So here I'm gonna just go to the end of my effect, and then here I'm gonna just drag this over and down, and then I'm gonna do something similar to the head, except here I'm gonna go here and then I'm gonna go up, and then I'm gonna drag this towards the middle, and over here I'm gonna just move it a little bit more, and then I'm gonna drag it back down, and here I'm gonna just go back over and tweak it a little bit more so it comes to the side. So here I'm gonna just drag this into the middle, drag these over to my last frame. So now we're just gonna click shift on both layers again and click R. Here we're gonna go to the beginning of our effect and we're just gonna keyframe the rotation. And here on my top effect on the head, I'm gonna just come to the end and then I'm gonna put my rotation to a 1. And now you see we have this effect right here. And now I wanna do something similar to the bottom one. And then for this one, I'm just gonna put 90 degrees. So here I'm gonna go to toggle switches and modes and turn my motion blur on for both of these clips. So now we're just gonna click on these keyframes and F9 to easy ease it. Now for the rotation, it actually looks fine, but here I'm gonna just go to P and then I'm gonna do the same thing over here, F9 to easy ease them. So for this effect, I actually wanted to start at that last frame. So here I'm gonna just go back 1 frame to where this frame ends, and then I'm gonna just pull this over. So first I'm gonna click on these keyframes up top, and I'm gonna come over to my graph. Here I'm gonna just speed these up a little bit. And for when the head actually comes out the first time, I actually wanted to slow out at the end of the effect. So I just want to do something like this. And then for when it starts falling down, I kind of just want it to match. So I'm gonna just push this down this way. Then I'm gonna come down to my body and click on my position as well. And here we'll have this graph. Now for the body, I actually want it to come down slow. So I'm gonna just go ahead and move this over to the beginning. And then here I actually didn't like how my head came down this way and it didn't actually look right. So I actually went to my rotation again, clicked an R. And then here I just went to the end of the rotation effect. And I actually took this to 0 and bumped this up to 180. And then to steal this effect a little bit better, I'm gonna actually just go and add a new adjustment layer. And here I'm gonna actually go to Windows and add shake sauce. I personally like to use this as it adds a little bit of sauce to my videos. Here I'm gonna go to my keyframe effects, and here I'm gonna just go with hard hit with flash. So now that I added shake sauce, I have an effect that looks something like this. So here for my second effect, you see I have it cut out as well. And here I have my mask. Here I'm gonna just left click it and pre-compose my layer. Here I'm gonna move all attributes to new composition. And then here I'm gonna just cut this down. And then I'm gonna drag this up above my last clip. And then I'm gonna bring this over. So here you see my mask actually ends up matching right here. And then it plays out. So this is perfect for me. Now here that we have pre-composed this, we're gonna go back to my mask layer, and here you're just gonna make a box at the bottom of your subject. Then you're gonna come over here, drag this down, come to your mask, click this. Here you're just gonna keyframe your mask path and your mask expansion. Then you're gonna come to the end of your effect and you're gonna drag this all the way up, and you can drag it over to expose your subject properly. And now you see we have something like this. And then what I like to do for this effect, I actually like to add Lumetri color. For this effect, I go over to basic. Here I keyframe my exposure. And then here I just go every other frame and then bump my exposure up to like a 0.2. And then I bring it back down to 0. And then I keep doing that for all my frames. And then for this effect, I actually like to make my subject black and white. So here I'm gonna just go to my saturation and then drag this all the way down. Here I'm gonna just color correct it, and I'm gonna just lower my shadows, and I'm gonna just add some whites, and then I'm gonna bump down some blacks too. So here I just cut down the excess of my clip. And then again, I'm gonna just add another adjustment layer. And here I'm gonna go to the beginning of my clip and then go back to shake sauce. And then here I'm gonna go back to my keyframe effects, and then here I'm gonna just add a quick hit with flash. So I'm gonna actually drag this one over to the end of this effect right here. I'm gonna just drag it back to match a little bit better. I'm gonna drag it back some more, and I think that's fine right there. And now playing this effect back, you see we have this effect right here. So now moving on to the last freeze frame, I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna just drag this above my last clip, and then I'm gonna just go ahead and bring this over. So now here I'm gonna just go and add CC scale swipe. So here I'm gonna just click on stretch, and I'm gonna stretch this out, and then I'm gonna go down to my direction, and then I'm gonna just place it to the direction I want it to go. So that looks good right there. And then I'm gonna come keyframe my center, and then here I'm gonna just grab my anchor point and I'm gonna drag it all the way up. And then I'm gonna come over to the end of my effect, and here I'm gonna just grab my anchor point again, and then I'm gonna just drag it all the way down. And then now you see we have an effect that looks something like this. And since the edge right there, I'm gonna actually just clip this right here, drag this to the end of my effect. I like it to overlap into the first frame. And then I'm gonna just drag this down right here, go to my effects, click CC scale wipe. I'm gonna grab my keyframes and I'm gonna F9 to easy ease them. Then I'm gonna grab my graph editor center again. And then here I'm gonna just click on this keyframe and drag it all the way to the end. And I'm gonna actually just drag this a little bit over to right here, and that's fine right there. And then now again, to sauce this up, I'm gonna add an adjustment layer, bring back the shake sauce. And then for this hit, I'm gonna go back over to my keyframe. And then here I'm gonna just go with vertical hit with flash. And then now playing this back, you see we have this effect right here. So now I'm gonna just play this effect back so you guys can see what we recreated. And if you guys do want to keep watching content like this, definitely click on the video YouTube recommends you to watch next. And until next time, peace.